Alone at night, the forest hides things you were never meant to see. In the silence, you think you're safe, but you're not. Some campers learned that the hard way, and the cameras captured everything. These are 5 of the most disturbing camping encounters ever recorded. After this, you'll never look at the woods the same way again. Back in September 2024, YouTuber Megan posted a shocking video on her channel titled "I Was Attacked by a Man in the Woods." Megan's content usually revolves around her everyday life, travel vlogs, adventures, and personal updates as she explores different parts of the U.S. In this particular video, she decided to take a solo camping trip deep into the forest in Humboldt County, California. Right at the beginning, she explains that she needed a break from the hectic pace of life and was hoping to find some peace and quiet in nature. The first few minutes of the video feel pretty calm. Megan is casually chatting with her viewers, showing her campsite. Everything seems perfectly normal, but it didn't take long before things took a terrifying turn. She started hearing footsteps getting closer.
When I got home from the psychiatric facility, there were cockroaches in my bed. Can you believe that? So that's why I'm in Humboldt. That's why I'm back in Humboldt. I'm staying at my dad's again, and it's really bad. Every day we've been scream fighting. And then I come to the woods for like 4 hours and decompress. And then I go back home, and then he acts like nothing happens. Like a true narcissist. Like the true narcissist he is.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Okay, well, you scared me.
Oh, thanks. Okay, scared to get to walk by and eat the stairs off the line, but something scared you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm a sweetheart. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm
You're
sorry.
probably more dangerous than me. You're probably more evil than me. Look at the dark hair you're saying. You're wrong. Little stoner.
Okay, that was terrifying. What the I'm shaking. That was scary. It was coming right at me. And so obviously I'm gonna be scared.
Out of nowhere, a man appeared, holding a broken glass bottle, and started walking toward her. Terrified, Megan grabbed her camera and quickly backed away. The man claimed he didn't mean any harm, but from the way he was acting, it was clear that something was off. His body language, the weapon in his hand, the way he approached without saying a word, it didn't feel safe. Sensing danger, Megan didn't hesitate. She packed up her stuff as fast as she could and made her way out of there. To this day, no one really knows what that man was doing there or what his true intentions were. Maybe he was just lost. But the way he showed up, silent, holding a broken bottle, only trying to look harmless after realizing he was being filmed, suggests there was something much darker going on. Thankfully, Megan trusted her gut. She got away before things could escalate, and the man didn't follow her. She made it out of the woods safely, unharmed, but deeply shaken by the encounter.
I can't even enjoy the woods because of tweakers. Like, look how beautiful it is here. I love Humboldt, but... And then he's like, you're probably more scary than me. Your dark hair and your veins.
This is Tom, an adventurous YouTuber known for exploring some of the most remote corners of Canada. On his channel, What in the World, he shares his outdoor adventures, capturing the raw beauty of the wilderness and the challenges that come with solo travel. With his unique style, Tom takes his viewers to hidden places, always chasing new discoveries and unforgettable stories. In this episode, Tom set out on a solo canoe journey, paddling all the way from the Rocky Mountains toward Montreal. At first, everything was calm. He packed up his canoe and started making his way downriver, enjoying the peaceful scenery around him. But just a few minutes in, he heard something strange. The sound of a dog crying near the riverbank. Curious and concerned, Tom paddled closer, and what he found was heartbreaking.
There's a dog here. Oh, buddy. Oh. There's a dog here Can't see anyone, there's no tracks. He's covered in mud. Let's see if I can help him. You okay, buddy? Doesn't look like it. You need help? Oh, buddy, how long you been here? You okay? Are you stuck? Are you stuck? Just log on you or something. Yeah. You okay? What's wrong? Talk to me. Can you move, buddy? Is it okay? Are you okay? Okay, hang on. He can't move his legs.
A dog was stuck under a fallen log, trapped in the mud and struggling to break free. Without hesitation, Tom jumped into action. He pushed the log aside and managed to pull the dog out of the thick, muddy water. But he quickly realized the pup's back legs were still stuck deep in the sludge, making it almost impossible for it to move. Shaken by the situation, Tom pulled out his phone to try and call for help. That's when he noticed a house just a little farther up the riverbank. Thinking the dog might belong there, he gently lifted it into his canoe and headed that way.
There's a dog here. He can't move his back legs. He's been stuck in the mud for I don't know how long. I don't know if I can put him on the canoe. If he somehow falls off, he can't swim and he will just sink. They might be missing their dog, and it might be been missing for days. It's going to be quicker for me to paddle down. I might be able to drag you over to my canoe and get you on the canoe. Can you? You're not going to bite me? I can see one leg. Where's your other leg? Have you only got one leg? Where's your other leg, buddy? I'll see if I can get you to my canoe. But you gotta help me. You gotta help me. Come on. We do it together. Good dog. Come on. I'm gonna get you on the canoe, okay? You've probably never been on a canoe before, but it's the only way. Might be a little bit scary. That's okay. Lie down. You're okay. You're okay now.
Carefully, Tom placed the dog in the canoe and began paddling toward the house. Along the way, he couldn't help but worry. What if the dog was just a stray, lost and alone with no one looking for it? Still, he pressed on, hoping he'd find the owner, or at least someone who could help.
Is this your I hope this is your room.
Good dog. Good dog.
Hello? Hello, how are you? Hey, I'm just canoeing.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just canoeing past and I saw a dog that's been stuck in the mud.
Oh, no. Oh,
It looks like he's been there a long...
looking for her for a long time.
It looks like he's been there a long time.
Oh, where is she?
I dragged him out of the... I don't know if it's a girl. Is it girl? I dragged her out of the mud and put her on my canoe. And I've brought her here on your dock.
She's 14 years old.
Oh, she was barking when I came past. She was a few hundred...
She's down there.
Few hundred meters up there. And your dock was just the next...
That's why I couldn't find her. What the hell?
Your dock was the next one, so that's why I just came straight here.
Oh, man. Thank you. Oh, what were you doing going in there, you silly old dog?
She was like, when I found her, she was half in the water and half. You could see all the mud had gone from her trying to scratch her way out of there.
Good girl. Only you're lucky he came along. I've been looking all over for you, but she wasn't barking or nothing. So.
She was barking, but it seems like
when you came?
Oh yeah, but she didn't know I was there,
Oh.
so she was just looking up the bank barking. But she's lost her bark.
Well, she's been missing for a couple of days. Hey, look at you.
I had to like carry her
Yeah.
because she couldn't move her legs.
Hey, you're gonna need a bath. Look at you. You're probably hungry too.
Oh yeah, I imagine.
Poor old girl.
Luckily, the dog did have a home. As Tom arrived at the house, a man came out and immediately recognized the dog. It was Ivy, a 14-year-old pup who had gone missing 2 days earlier. Thanks to Tom's quick thinking and compassion, she was saved just in time. Tom even stayed to help wash her off, gave her food and water, and made sure she was okay before continuing his journey. This touching video sent a powerful message. Sometimes, a simple act of kindness can change everything, especially when someone, even an animal, is in desperate need of help. Sydney doesn't live an ordinary life, as she's always on the road, traveling solo and spending her nights camping out in the back of her car. That night, she decided to return to one of the first places she had ever camped alone. A quiet, secluded spot deep in rural Tennessee, but this time, something felt different. The place looked the same. Sure, but the vibe was off, like something just wasn't quite right.
So, I am in the middle of Tennessee. I left Nashville about an hour ago, and I'm making my way to the campsite that I stayed at the very first night that I camped out by myself. Hopefully there's nobody there, because there's only like 2 spots there. Fingers crossed. On the way there, I do have to go get some groceries for the next week.
After running a few errands and picking up what she needed, Sydney arrived at the spot and set up her small camp by a peaceful lake surrounded by nature.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna come down to this spot. I'm so glad it's open. I haven't heard anything except acorns falling and leaves falling and fish coming up and eating bugs. It's quite nice, actually. No Bigfoot so far.
As the sun began to set, she sat by the water, caught up on some work, and soaked in the calm scenery. Everything seemed fine at first to me, the soft rustling of leaves, the breeze brushing gently against the ground. But then she started to hear strange sounds, not your typical forest noises. This was something that just didn't belong in such a peaceful place.
What is that?
Sydney immediately went on alert. The sounds were faint and distant, but they gave her chills. She scanned the area but didn't see anyone. Still, just to be safe, she grabbed her gun and stayed on guard. The atmosphere had changed. That calm silence suddenly felt more like a warning than a comfort.
Anyways, dinner is served. I really hope that wasn't like a mountain lion or something. But I'm not gonna let it scare me to stay in my car. I packed all my stuff up so that if I do need to like just close this, I only have this to move, but you know what I'm thinking? What if it was Bigfoot and that was like a deer that he was eating and it was like making noises because the deer is scared? That was so weird. I heard it move too. It like moved from like there to over there. I think my saving grace is that I know there are other campers back here, so I feel better about that. I'm not completely alone out here.
The strange noises kept going for a while, and Sydney knew these weren't normal animals. It was something else, something off. After a few tense minutes, the sounds finally stopped. She put her gun away, trying to settle back into her nighttime routine. The tension had eased, but that uneasy feeling lingered. She laid down to sleep. But deep down, she knew she wasn't entirely alone out there. In June 2021, YouTuber Corey uploaded a chilling video on his channel, The Abandoned Boys, titled Ritual Encounter Deep in the Woods. The channel focuses on urban exploration, and Corey is known for documenting strange, unsettling moments as he visits abandoned locations across the U.S. In this particular video, he ventured into a remote forest near Martinsville, Virginia, a place surrounded by dark rumors. Locals say the forest was once the site of satanic rituals, and ever since it's been considered haunted. To this day, there are still stories of people performing occult ceremonies there in the dead of night. Even knowing all of that, Corey decided to explore the area completely alone and in the middle of the night. As he entered, he followed a trail toward the spot where the rituals supposedly took place. But it only took a few minutes before things started to get really weird. He began hearing strange noises coming from deep in the woods. That's when everything changed.
That's some dangerous backwoods. Heard a lot of stuff goes on out here, so I'm here tonight to check it out. Come with me on this journey. Let's get it. Kind of far in, hiked in kind of far. Hopefully it all goes well, but definitely creepy. Been hearing stuff. I don't know. It's crazy. That's what we're working with tonight. Hearing something. You hear that? What the hell? Whoa. What the Y'all hear that?
Hearing those odd sounds, Corey stopped in his tracks and stood still, trying to figure out where they were coming from. It was hard to tell, but it sounded like a cat crying, something that made no sense at all in a place like that.
Whoa. What the Y'all hear that?
If it really was a cat, that alone would have been strange enough, but given the forest's creepy reputation and the stories of rituals, it gave the situation an even darker vibe. Still, Corey decided to follow the noise to see what was going on. But as he got closer to the source, what he found was far worse than he expected.
What the What the hell? Y'all seeing this? Shh. Do y'all see this? Shit. Scratch this film.
Deep in the woods, Corey came across a group of people dressed in black, standing in a circle, seemingly performing some kind of ritual. They were making bizarre movements, chanting strange sounds, and looked completely focused on whatever they were doing. Out of nowhere, one of them pulled out a gun and started walking toward Corey. Trying to stay calm, Corey slowly backed away, speaking respectfully to the man, hoping to de-escalate the situation. But the guy didn't say a word. He just kept coming, silent and steady. That's when Corey realized he was in serious danger. Without hesitating, he turned and ran as fast as he could, managing to get away before anything worse could happen. To this day, no one knows exactly what that group was doing or what the man with the gun intended, but it's pretty clear they didn't want to be seen. If Corey had stayed just a little longer or gotten any closer, there's a real chance he could have been surrounded or even attacked. Thankfully, he acted fast and made it out unharmed, but it was definitely one of the most terrifying encounters he's ever had. Josh is no stranger to adrenaline. He's always chasing new adventures and documenting every discovery along the way. But on this trip, what started as a simple mission to find the wreckage of a lost plane turned into something dark and completely unexpected.
This massive aircraft crashed here in 1986 and has remained hidden in the rugged terrain ever since. So today I'm embarking on a hiking adventure to try find it. My plan was simple, to trek into the isolated heart of these mountains and search a potential crash site I had pinpointed. But what I found along my hike was far more unsettling than I ever expected.
He was deep in the forest, surrounded only by the sounds of nature, when he spotted something odd, a large, seemingly abandoned structure. Curiosity got the best of him, and he decided to veer off course to check it out.
It took me hours of hiking until I summited my first mountain, and I could make my way deeper into the mountain range. I hadn't seen anyone or any trace of people during that time, but all that was about to change, as I suddenly spotted a large structure on another mountain just in front of me. Curious as to what it was, I made a detour and hiked up to it. I did try to find a way inside to explore more, but didn't have any luck, so I continued back on my hike. But this is when things took a creepy turn.
Inside, the place looked empty. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, so he kept going. But what he stumbled upon next wasn't just strange, it was deeply disturbing. Deeper into the woods, Josh came across another small abandoned building, and that's when the atmosphere shifted completely.
Hours went by and I was getting more and more remote. The trail I was following was stunning and took me past some incredible views, but then I spotted something unusual just off the path. It seemed to be the ruins of an old building, so I headed in for a closer look. But this is when I discovered something quite terrifying. Someone definitely lives here. There's canned food. Someone definitely lives here. Maybe not all the time, but often enough, which is crazy, because this is really in ruins and in the middle of nowhere. Very creepy. Here's the bedding.
Inside there were food cans, everyday items, signs that someone had been living there, but the truly unsettling part was yet to come. The walls were covered in photographs, hundreds of them, all of women.
Okay, this is really creepy. This is really creepy. There is photos of the same person up on the wall. Like this is a stalker's house or something. This is creepy. Oh, there's so many photos on the floor everywhere. This place is littered with the same photos of the same people. Look at all these photos. These are all photos of people. All photos of people on the floor. Tons of them. On the bed. I'm gonna get out of here. This is really creepy.
The pictures were scattered across the floor, taped to the walls, stuffed into corners, and they weren't random. It was the same face, over and over again. Josh's uneasiness quickly turned into fear, but he couldn't just turn back. He pressed on, trying to understand what exactly he had found. Not far ahead, he discovered another structure. This time, inside, there was a mattress and a rope.
That is one of the creepiest things I've ever found while hiking. Someone is living in there, and I think someone is stalking people. As I headed out of the building, I also found this smaller structure just by it, and inside there was a bed along with what appeared to be rope. After leaving that house, I feel like I'm being watched. All of a sudden feels very quiet and eerie around here. There's something really strange going on in these mountains, for sure.
Every instinct in Josh was screaming at him to leave. The thrill of exploration had vanished. Now it was pure fear. Something was very wrong. Still, he continued the search for the plane wreckage. But as soon as he got back home, he knew he had to say something. He contacted the authorities.
To give an update also on the location, now I am back in civilization. I have contacted the authorities. This was filmed a few months ago actually, so I contacted them. I sent them the location and photos of the area. I haven't heard anything back from them.
He couldn't shake the feeling that what he'd uncovered wasn't just weird, it felt criminal. Was it all part of some twisted setup? Or had he stumbled across the remains of something far more terrifying? And those were the 5 most disturbing encounters in forests. See you in the next video.